Alright, so in this video we're going to be talking about graphing lines and the different ways you can graph lines, and this is just going to be a snapshot of it, and as we get into it throughout this year we're going to kind of go in deeper, but this is what you should be able to do at this point or be really close to being able to do. So there's 4 different ways at this point that you could be able to graph lines that we're going to talk about, where one of them's given 2 points on the line, and that's pretty simple. You could be given 1 point in the slope of the line, you could be given the slope-intercept form of the equation, or you could be given standard form of the equation, and those last 2 are the ones we're really going to focus on this year, and how to go between those 2 forms and graph from them. So, to get going, the pretty much easiest way to do it is, obviously, if they give you 2 points that are on the line, then all you gotta do is go graph those 2 points and draw a line through them, a straight line through them. So if I go plot the point 3, 1, and I plot the point negative 1, 4, well, we were told that those are 2 points on the line, so if we can connect those with a straight line, that should be our graph. So forgive the crookedness. So that would be a sketch of what this graph would look like. So if they give you 2 points, it's pretty much set what it's going to look like. There's no question. But from here, we could talk about the slope. We could try to go find it, which we've already found in the other videos, where we're going to talk about the rise over the run. So maybe real quick, we look at how far down versus how far over we go. So we're going down 3, which is minus 3, and to the right 4, which is a positive 4. So the slope here, m, would be negative 3 over 4. You could go calculate it with the formula, but we're not going to get too much into that. You can go back and watch the other slope video if you want. So graphing lines is what this one's focused on. If you're given 2 points, just plot them and draw a line through them. If they're giving you a point on the line and the slope, it's pretty much the same thing in, as far as difficulty level. You're going to go graph that point they give you, because obviously it's important. So we're going to go to negative 1, negative 3, and put a point. And then they told us this time there was a slope of 2/3. We didn't get another point. So that slope's going to tell us how far up and over. So remember, slope is rise over run. So if our slope is 2 over 3, that means we went up 2 and to the right 3. So we rose 2, went to the right 3. So from this point that we've graphed, we're going to go up 2, 1, 2, and then over 3, 1, 2, 3, and put a point. And at this point it turns into what we were just looking at, where we had 2 points, and we're just going to draw the line that goes through these 2. Alright, the other way you could use this slope is, instead of stopping at this second red point we drew, we could start at that point and use the slope again to go up another 2 and over 3. And then up another 2 and over 3. So you can see my line was pretty off, but that was just because it was sketched. So if you use your slope, you can actually go and find a more straight line that goes through more accurate points. Alright, so if you're sketching, all you really need is 2 points, but if you want a more accurate picture of what this line looks like, you're going to need to add some more points with that slope, and that's why they gave it to you. Alright, so the next step up is if they give you the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line. So hopefully you're familiar with y equals mx plus b at this point, and if not, we're going to be going over it some more. So that's the general form of your slope-intercept, and the name is pretty much indicative of what you're going to find here. So the m here is your slope, and the b is your y-intercept, so that's why it's called slope-intercept. So it gives you 2 crucial pieces of the line, which is what we've been practicing. You get a point and you get a slope. So here, our m is negative 2. It's the number in front of x. Alright, and again, don't make the silly mistake of saying that the slope is negative 2x. X is not part of your slope. X is the variable, so we don't want that. Alright, and then if we want our y-intercept, our b is 4 here. So this is our y-intercept, positive 4. So the first thing you're going to go do to graph this is go graph this point right here. So this is step 1. So step 1 is going to be to go graph this, and we can think about this as a point 0, 4. So it's a y-intercept, and if you go back to the video we did on y-intercepts are always 0, comma, some number. In this case it's 4. So we're going to go up to 4 on our y-axis and put a point. That's our intercept. So 0, 4, and then from there we were given our slope. So we can use this idea of down 2 over 1, and when I say over, I'm talking about to the right. Usually you're always going to the right unless otherwise told to do so. So if there's a negative slope, you're going down and to the right. So we're going to go down 2 and right 1. And again, like we said last time, I'm going to go a little bit further with the slope so I can get a more accurate line. So I'm going to keep going down to right 1, down to right 1, and so on and so forth as far as you want to take it. And this is just going to give you a good idea of what your line looks like. So that's kind of where we're looking. All right. So now, if we have standard form, not too much different from what we just did, but we need to get it into the form that we were just talking about. Now, one way to do this, to graph it really quick if they don't care about the slope and the y-intercept, is to go find the x and the y-intercept, because we already know how to do that. You plug in 0 for x to get your y-intercept, you plug 0 in for y to get your x-intercept, and you can go graph those two and connect them. That would be two valid ways to do this, but we're going to sit here and go through how you actually get this in slope-intercept form. So I want to get this in y equals mx plus b. So I want to isolate y, that's my goal. So I'm going to rewrite what we've got, 4x plus 2y equals 6. And we've already practiced this as well, so let's go back through it. So I need to move the 4x. That means I need to undo addition with subtraction on both sides. So those cancel. And I'm left with 2y equals negative 4x plus 6. I'm just going to rewrite those because they're not like terms. But y is still not by itself. I need to get y by itself. So I need to undo the multiplication by 2 by division by 2. So I'm going to divide everything over here by 2. So those cancel. So y equals negative 2x, 4 divided by 2, and then 6 divided by 2 is 3, so plus 3. Well, now you're at the point we were just at, and if you can recognize your m and your b, you're good. So your m is negative 2, your b is 3. So again, b is where I want to go first. It's the location I want to start at. So it's 0, 3 on your y-axis. And then your m is like your directions from there, how far up and over or down and over you're going. In this case, it's negative, so we're going to go down 2 and right 1. So down 2, right 1. And again, go a few so you can see what's going to happen to these points. And then connect them. So there's a sketch of what your graph looks like. And it is a negative slope because if we have Freddie here, remember that walks left to right, he's going to be falling down this line. So it's a negative sloping line. All right, your turn. Here's your practice problems, and as per usual, pause the video after you get these written down, or while you're writing them down, and give yourself a chance to go and sketch these. So I do want you to try to figure out your slopes and your y-intercepts. So to begin with on here, it might help if you go find m and b first. All right, so go do that first. Get it rearranged if it's not already. And then go sketch you a graph of what these look like. So go find your m and your b, your slope and your y-intercept, because those are your two crucial key parts here to graph. And once you're ready to check your answers, unpause your video and come back to me. Alright, here's your first answer. Y equals 3x plus 6. Your slope is 3 in red. Your y-intercept I underlined in blue is 6. So that one was given to you in slope-intercept form, which is the perfect form to graph a line in. And so we're going to go to our location first, which is our y-intercept at 0, 6 on your y-axis. And from there, we're going to go up 3 and right 1. So there's where your line should look like. If you need more time, pause the video. Here's your next one. Y equals negative 1/2 x minus 1. In red, I've underlined your slope, which is negative 1/2. In blue, I've got your y-intercept, which is negative 1. And if you go plot the y-intercept and use your slope to travel another direction, you should be going down 1, right 2. You should have a graph similar to the one I have on the right. And again, if you need more time to draw this and check, pause the video. All right, number 3, 2x plus 4y equals 16. It was not already in slope-intercept form. So if the whole point is to get it to slope-intercept form so we can easily pull off the slope and the y-intercept, we got to do a little bit of work. But we've already practiced this. So I need to get y by itself. So I'm moving the 2x to the other side. So at this step, I'm just moving 2x to the other side. It disappears on the left, and we're left with 4y equals negative 2x plus 16. Then I have to get rid of this 4, so I'm dividing both sides by 4, which leaves me with y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. Alright, so now I've got it in the form I want, y equals mx plus b, which is what I wanted, because we know what m and b are. So my slope, underlined in red, is negative 1/2. Make sure you're taking that sign with it. And your y-intercept is a positive 4. So I'm going to go plot 0, 4 on the graph first as my y-intercept, and then take my slope and go down 1, right 2 and draw my line. So that should be what you have. And then lastly, we had negative 3x plus 2y equals negative 8. So you were going to add 3x to both sides. You're always going to have to move that x term if it's in standard form. That's a hint for you. You're always going to see that step first. So get x to the other side. Then we got to divide everything by 2 to get rid of the 2 with the y. And you're left with y equals 3/2 x minus 4. So your slope here underlined in red is 3/2. Remember, it's not an x attached, it's just the number in front, the coefficient. And your y-intercept is negative 4, underlined in blue. Make sure you're taking the sign in front of that. So we're going to go to 0, negative 4 on your y-axis, which is shown in blue. And we're going to take our slope and do what it says. It's like directions. It says go up 3, right 2. So that's what I did. Up 3, right 2 to get that red point. And connect them with a line. And you could have continued your slope up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2 as many times as you needed to get this line straight. But right now I just need you to get the idea of the sketch down. So if you have any questions, feel free to come see me. If this makes sense, congratulations. And until next time, keep practicing.